Hey, this is Jason with Denwerks. Got a new little rig here for you I thought you guys might like, and it's a cutie pie for sure. I get pretty excited when I see these old Bajas. This is actually the first one I've actually ever owned, and it's really neat. And one of the neat things about it is it's not all beat up like you see a lot of Bajas, you know. I mean, respectively so. I mean, people build them so they can take them out on the sand dunes and, you know, take them out in the mountains and stuff. But, you know, this one here is nice. I mean, this is something you can take your girlfriend or, you know, your wife out, or vice versa. I mean, there's a lot of ladies that like these, and a lot of people kind of call them a chick magnet. And, I mean, I guess back in the early days, if I would have had one of these, I would probably got married a lot sooner. So, anyways, we'll do a little walk around. We'll show you the lights. Go put the headlights on there. There's the headlights. You got bright lights. Running lights are already working. You got blinkers on your left, blinkers on your right. Then you also got fog lamps up here in the front. And, you know, they look real neat on it. And, you know, just do a little walk around here. I'll just talk about it. You can see here, it's got, the nose looks a little different on a Baja. It's got fiberglass hood and the fiberglass nose. You got fiberglass fenders on it, and they look really nice on the car. It's got adapters on it as well. You can see that's the big five pattern wheel, but these are originally 4-lug, which it still is, but it has adapters, so you can see the old school, which looks really neat. You know, the body's in really nice condition on this, and that's what's rare. You don't see that very often. I talked about it earlier, and you'll see I put new gaskets around the windows. We went ahead and did that when we put the headliner in. You can see here across the bottom is in really nice condition. You know, there's no rust bubbles on the bottom of this door. On the other side, there's a couple little rust bubbles. There's no rust bubbles here in the cowl. It's very clean. You know, we took the windows out. No rust around the gutters. It's got new window rubber. Can't remember if I said that, but it has new window rubber in the gaskets. So you got to shut it real good. You can see the new gaskets. The only thing that you could replace down the road is the little window felts and the little channel there. But overall, the doors are real nice. Paint on it, it's not perfect, but it's actually a really nice bug. You look down the side, very, very straight. You know, it's not all wobbly. You look in the gutters, real nice. I mean, those are things you want to look at anytime you're looking at a class of cars, around the windows, around the gutters. You know, just make sure it's not rusty. You can see it's got fiberglass fenders in the rear as well, and it's got a fiberglass cowling up here. You know, when they build Bajas, they cut off the back, and they also cut off the front. That's why the front nose has fiberglass as well. And we'll go ahead and show you the lights here in the rear. Got brake lights, got blinkers, and we got reverse. See, the reverse lights are working. And also the light underneath here is working as well. I don't know if you can see that. We'll go ahead and flip it around here, and you can take a look at the other side. Okay, here we are again. Just wanted to show you the passenger side. I like the way this thing is color matched. You know, you see a lot of black and white, a little bit of chrome, but you know, black and white. It's color matched really nice. You know, like I said, this is a nice Baja, and you'll see some flaws. You know, you'll see some little chips. It has been used, but you know, this thing's never been off-road or anything like that. You could take it and do that, and if you wanted. But you know, it hasn't been abused. But you'll see a little chips. We'll show you right here. The gutter again is real nice. There's a little scratch here that's been touched up, but again, the gutters are real nice on it. I'll show you the start here in the back. You know, there's no rust bubbles here. You can see the jack points are nice on both sides. The rockers are nice. On this door only, there's a couple little bubbles here. You'll see. Look across here, there's a couple little bubbles starting right here. You know, it's something you can fix down the road, but I probably wouldn't mess with it, you know, personally, where your fuel is. Down the side, very clean. It's got matching tires, front and back. They got Coopers, and it's 215 70 15, and on the rear it's got 205 75 15. Now you would think by me saying 215s in the front and 205s in the rear that it had bigger ones on the front. It actually doesn't. The 75 series and the front one's a 70 series. And the way, you know, I'm not trying to teach you anything, but the way that works is this is 75% right here, 75% of the width of the tire. So 205 is the width, and 75 is the height. So the same for the front, it's a 215/70. It's 70% of the width is what the height is. So just figured it took me a while to learn the concept. So now you know, and might be able to impress your friends. The doors and stuff shut real nice on it. You know, overall it's real nice. I'll go ahead and show you the engine here. Why don't you go ahead and shut it off, Tim? You know, it's a 1600 dual port. It's got a new carburetor on it. You know, it's got a shield here, you know, so you don't get your hands in there or, you know, little ones at your house. It's got empty aluminum valve covers on it. It also has, you know, the intake's real nice, new gaskets and stuff. This is a preheat, so when you start it up, let's heat up, you know, for your choke, and so it warms up the carburetor. Sometimes you'll see carburetors and they're all iced up here on the intake, and a lot of it's because these are plugged. And it's had a new valve adjustment, new gasket here. The engine runs real good. You know, we just look around here. You know, it's very clean, and it's got an empty muffler on it. I'll go ahead and start it back up. You can see it starts right up, fires up right away. You know, it doesn't blow smoke. Go ahead and rev it. You know, it sounds nice. So I'll go ahead and put it on the lift here, and I'll show you the inside and underneath the trunk. Hey, just wanted to mention as well these plates that are on it. I just have that on there for show. We take it to little shows and different things. But in 1968, if you were at an Oregon dealer, you know, like the Volkswagen dealer, that's what, if you went out on a test drive, that's what they would have gave you. They would throw it on there, and you went for a little test drive. But you know, it's got a Washington title, which is just north of me. You know, 1 hour to drive there. But it's got collector plates, and you can actually drive on these. So when you get the car, it'll have these on there, and it's got a Washington clear title and with collector plates. So I'm gonna open the hood, let you take a look underneath there. I'm gonna have someone hold this up for me. It's got a real nice trunk up here. You know, if you're from England, you might call it a bonnet. And you know, it's very, very clean. But honestly, it's not really fair to show you a trunk. I mean, it's real presentable. You know, when you look at it like that, I mean, it looks nice, and it's got a nice spare tire. But you know, we want to take everything out of there so you can get a good look and see what you're actually buying. So I'll get all this stuff out and we'll take a look. Okay, I went ahead and took the cardboard out like I said a minute ago in the spare tire, so you can see underneath. You know, things can look really pretty and stuff when you're looking at a car, you know, when it's all covered up, but you kind of want to see what's underneath if you can. You know, this is pretty orderly for a Volkswagen and in good shape. You'll notice here, these are the hood hinges on each side. You'll see the other one. You don't hook those up when you have a fiberglass hood. Usually it's better to have like a prop rod, and because you don't want them connected to the springs, because the fiberglass can't take it and it starts to crack. You can see right there, it actually says it, eliminate hood spring before installation. But overall, it's pretty clean in here. It's original paint. You can see a little bit of surface rust. I mean, it's really minor. And part of that is happening is because of that's your brake reservoir. And so you'll get some condensation. You'll get a little bit of leaking and stuff when you're, you know, filling it and stuff. But that could be cleaned up. That's something you could do, you know, when you have time. And, you know, on the weekend, just clean it up and primer it. And you can see here, this is where they cut off these cars when they make a Baja. Right up here. And I think this car, you know, when we look underneath, you'll see a little bit of wrinkling on this side and on this side. Pretty minor, but doesn't really matter. It didn't get into the front nose here. You can't see it here, but this is the original VIN tag that's on the front. And what's really important, that this has the original pan underneath here too. So if you pull up the back seat, which we have a picture of, you'll see the VIN number there and the VIN number on the body. So this isn't the pan is the original. So, but you can see in here, you know, no damage. You know, very clean. The gas tank. You look here at this apron. You know, again, real nice. So, you know, for a Volkswagen, this is actually real nice underneath, and it's kind of neat because it's got its original cardboard glove box, and you can tell there's not been a lot of water up here. You can also see here the new gasket around the hood. You know, it's in nice shape. Okay, here we are on the driver's side. Wanted to show you that the key works. Unlocks, it unlocks good. Like I showed on the other side and talked about, you really got to shut it a little snug, a little hard, because it's got new gaskets on it. So they, you know, when they wear out, door just shuts easy, but you know, the gaskets just got to push up against it. You know, this is the original color of the car. And you can see some little flaws around here on the edges. And again, it's actually a really nice car though. You can see the jam. Both sides look the same. You know, not rusty. No rust in the rockers. They didn't paint inside the door jams in here. This is the original paint. You know, again, it's in pretty nice shape. You'll see a couple little cracks across the dash. The original steering wheel, which I think is a nice touch with the Wolfsburg emblem. A lot of people put an aftermarket steering wheel. Seat's in good condition. A little wear right here on the basket weave. It's missing the little lever to flip the seat forward. I can see here, this needs to be tucked in. This is from the headliner we put in. It is a job to, we'll fix that. It is a job to put a headliner in. You know, most cars, you know, it's just the roof part. But you got to go all the way in the back, all the way down the edge of the car, you know, all the way down here at the bottom. You know, so it's a lot of work. If you ever want to do one by yourself, don't. You know, it's just too much work. But overall, the interior is nice. We'll show you the passenger side here in just a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you the interior. I'm going to show you the door locks work. Maybe if I use the right key. Door locks work on it. You know, it shuts real nice. You got to shut them just a little bit hard because it's got new rubbers in here. You can look at the door panels; they're in excellent condition. You know, again, the interior, you know, it's actually in really nice shape for a Bug in general. You know, the seat looks nice. You know, both of them. You know, they're not ripped. You know, traditional basket weave. It's got seat belts. It's got shoulder belts. You know, in '68, all cars, you started to have, you know, you see a lot of low back seats, but in '68, you started to have a shoulder belt and a headrest. And so that's why you see this in '68. That was a change, federal law. You can see it's got a console in there, 2 cup holders. It's always important. You know, everything, you know, underneath the dash is in order. Go ahead and show you the back seat. You know, again, it's in great condition. You know, it's got a new headliner. You can see the dome light works. Headliner was just put in. The headliner wasn't bad. It just had a few cuts, and I thought, you know, why not change it? Baja. It's a 1968. It drives, you know, pretty nice. I like driving these old Bugs, especially a Baja. And it's kind of interesting. I've driven a lot of little Bugs around, and you know, this attracts a lot of attention. And I mean, people remember them back in the '60s and '70s, and usually you don't see them this nice. And they just bring back a lot of memories for a lot of people. So I figured I'd drive it around and just show you some of the stuff, just show you, you know, what's driving it. And you can see there the radio is working. It's an AM radio, it's the original radio. It's actually surprising that it actually does work still. And so FM's nice too, but you know, there's, you know, it's just something to be said that having the factory radio in here, because so many times these have just been ripped out of the cars. And especially a Baja, because they, you know, people just usually tear them apart and building other stuff, and you know, making a lot of modifications. So we'll just show you the speedometer is working. You can see the gas gauge works, the odometer works, and the things that aren't working on it is the horn's not working on it currently. You can see the flasher, it works. You can see the red flashing in the on the dash there. Here's the blinkers. There's no one behind us, so they're not going to be confused. You know, I did left and right, but we're going to be going straight. Right here is the headlights. Underneath the dash, it has the fog lights out front. You know, obviously you can't see them, but there's a little toggle switch down there. Standard 4-speed transmission. Emergency brakes in the middle here. You can see in the glove box. You know, it's original glove box. You can see a couple little cracks on the dash. You know, pretty typical. The other thing is too, we put a new headliner in, which I'll show you in a little bit. But we went ahead and put new window gaskets all the way around, and it has new gaskets around the doors as well. The only thing that hasn't been replaced is the little window felts, you know, here on the wing windows. So that's something you can probably do later on in the future. Other things about the interior, right here's your windshield wipers, and they work good. When you turn them off though, that one kind of stays there, so you need to push it down just a little bit. But I've actually had that happen on a lot of old Volkswagens. So we'll, I don't think there's anything else in here to show you. The speaker's in the dash, if you remember that. But you know, it's just a cute rig, and we'll pull over here in a minute and show you the interior. I showed you the odometer before, but I wanted to show you the change. You know, now it's got 76, and here you can also, just wanted to update you, you can see the dash lights work. Might have been hard to see there, but I have the lights on right now, so you can see the dash lights working. You can see it reflecting in there. So I just wanted to add that to the interior shots. Okay, here we are underneath. Just wanted to show you everything. Still shots are really nice, but I started doing videos underneath the cars a little bit ago, and I can actually start pointing out different things, different components and stuff that a still shot you really can't see. And so we'll just walk here from the front. As you already know, as I mentioned before, Bajas, they actually take the nose off of the car, and they put a fiberglass front end on it. This car looks like it might have, and it's pretty minor. You'll see some little denting right here. So it might have been hit in the front, but honestly, it doesn't really matter anymore. But you will see a little bit of wrinkling on this side and the other side. But when I lift open the hood, you'll see there's, on the inner aprons are perfect and look really nice. You can see it's just got a factory beam on it. Your bumper's been welded on. We'll look here, the adjustable shocks. If you wanted to mess with the travel, you just adjust these and they go into the different notches. Factory drum brakes. The big thing about this bug, which I found really impressive, is it doesn't have any undercoating on it. And this is the original pan. It's then stamped in the back when you take the seat out. I got pictures of that. And then when I lift open the trunk, there's a tag in there, the VIN number. Both of those matches, and you don't see that very often. But anyways, we'll look at the floors. Look at the floors in this. They're excellent. There's no signs of any rust. You see a couple little dings right here, but these floors are amazing for a bug. You can look here, and this is where it's really notorious. This is where the battery box is. Usually this is just rusted out, and this is perfect here. So just walk down. Very, very clean. Go ahead and look at the rockers. Again, very clean. You don't see this on a bug. You can see the factory jack mounts, not rusty. We'll go here to the other side, look at the rocker. The inner and outer rocker are immaculate. Actually, look at the bottom of the doors. They're not rusted. You can see the factory drains. You can see it's not rusted here on the bottom of the quarter either. It's real clean on the rockers. You can also see inside the wheel tubs, very clean. They look good. No damage, very straight. Take it around to the front. Getting dizzy because we're moving back and forth. You can see again, this is very clean up in here. You look up underneath, no damage, no rust. We'll go here and take a look at the back. We did some work to this rig. One of the things that we just actually did today, so you'll see some residue. It had the boots were actually cracked, so we put new boots on both sides of the transaxle. So you'll see a little residue here still. You can see this other side, and that's where a lot of this oil came from. It was leaking real bad. It was coming all the way down here, but it's because these boots are cracked, and we got to finish cleaning them. We wanted to get our video done. Up there you can see the starter. You can see the heater boxes are still connected. The tubes are all there. You can see here, not rusty, very clean. A little surface rust here, but that's just minor stuff. You can see the adjustable brakes. The adjustable shocks in the back with the coilovers. This is it's real nice too. There's no rust all the way up in here. Inner wheel tubs are in excellent condition. The engine's a 16 port, factory engine. I don't know if it's the original one to the car. It's got new Impy valve covers on it. Also did a valve adjustment on it. We changed new tubes, took the intake off, cleaned it. The preheats weren't actually working. They had actually plugged them off for some extra horsepower, but in turn, that really makes it run like garbage sometimes, because it actually They're there for a reason. I mean, the heat goes up there, and what happens is that on the bottom of the carburetor, they'll start icing up. I mean, they need that heat. I mean, Volkswagen and Porsche and different things, they build good cars, and there's a reason they put it there. And so we took that off and remade it work. So you can see here it's real clean. You'll notice in here, you know, these aren't leaking. The tubes, they're in nice shape, you know, very dry. You know, it's just important things when you're buying a Volkswagen. But you know, it runs good, and I hope that gives you a good look. Oh, one other thing, I mentioned it before. When they build Bajas, you know, they put these bumpers on them to protect the engine, but they cut off the back of the Volkswagen right here as well. So anyways, hope that gives you a good look of what the rig is, and you know, it's a sweet old Baja.